Hi everyone, for today's book review we're going to be checking out SS United States Like You Have Never Seen, written by Dominic Vaccaro. This book, only recently published, in terms of layout and look and feel, reminds me of Kagero Press's books such as this one about the Arizona or this one about the Richelieu. Kagero books basically are digital reconstructions of famous warships, and the books follow the look of the ship. You're basically doing a walkthrough around the top decks, and that is essentially what this book is. It is designed to be a walkthrough across the top deck of the United States, as well as to give you a bird's eye view of how this ship looked as it would have on a winter's crossing across the North Atlantic towards Le Havre. You can see some pictures are up here depicting the interior of the book. It is worth pointing out that this book is a product of 700 hours of research. This is not a series of AI-generated images. This is actual digital work done through actual plans, actual photographic evidence, in order to provide a digital reconstruction of what the United States looked like in its 1950s heyday. The mission of this book is to preserve the look and feel and to give future readers an insight into how it may have felt and seen to be walking along the top decks of this ship. Because as of December 2025, when both this review is being done and when this book was published, it is believed that this ship will be scuttled in the first half of 2026. And when that happens, all we will have are memories, photos, and hopefully books such as this to document how the ship looked. As I've noted, the interior of this book is a series of reconstructions, digital reconstructions, depicting what it would be like if A, you're a seagull looking down at the ship, or if you were a passenger exploring the top deck. The only interior part of the ship that we see is the ship's bridge, and there's an image of what you see up here. In addition, there is also a series of images depicting the United States at night, all lit up. However, the print quality is a little on the dark side, so any finer details are lost in the darkness of the print. Being an image-heavy book, it is the captions that drive the text forward, and the captions are in equal parts playful, informative, and sometimes in need of further elaboration. It's a pleasant book designed to evoke nostalgia about the ship, as well as to provide a record of what it looked in its 1952 heyday. As this author has noted in his introductions, this is not a history of the ship, it is not a design analysis, it is not a debate about whether the ship should have been preserved or scuttled. It is quite simply a visual record through digital means of how this ship would have looked if you were a seagull looking down at the ship, or if you were walking along the top decks. As the author has noted, if you do want to read about other parts of the United States, there's plenty of excellent books. If you want history of the SS United States, you can't go any farther than John Maxton Graham's epic tome about that ship. You've got Frank Brainard's The Big Ship. You have, and I need to make sure I get this right, Stephen Ujefuza's book about how the United States was built, A Man and His Ship, and most recently, and reviewed not that long ago, is of course an operational guide to the United States. So in terms of literature about the ship, there's plenty there. In terms of point of difference, as I said, this book is a visual and digital reconstruction of what it would have been like to walk along the top decks. It's designed to evoke nostalgia. It's designed to stimulate the imagination so that once this ship is gone, there is an accurate record of how it would have appeared if you were on it in mid-voyage. For me, this book is a three captain's hats. If you like the type of book such as the Kagura books, where you are viewing digital reconstructions and each image along the pages are basically driving you in an itinerary around the ship, then by all means check this book out. It's a visual treat. You can see the photos up there. The digital reconstructions are the work of over 700 hours of research, and the detail and the dedication absolutely shows. The author has a fantastic website, dvostudio.com, worth checking out. He's had a digital presence for over a quarter of a century, and it was one of the first websites I remember ever visiting when I managed to get online a very long time ago. And even then, this gentleman has been fascinated and interested in design and graphics, and all that expertise is on display in this book. So for a slightly different take on the United States, for a digital tour of its top decks, by all means check this book out, The SS United States Like You Have Never Seen by Dominic Vaccaro.